Well, good afternoon, guys. Today's matchup is between the Big Teutons and what's this one? Oh gosh, dang it! Microspanish. That's correct. It's Microspanish. Last night's tournament game. When we look at the teams, it's Barzy as the Byzantines, Ethan as the Malay, also before I get ahead of myself, Ethan's got 76, 53, and 20. Not sure why he's so heavy on wood. I'm assuming it's because he's planning on building a million harbors everywhere. But I don't really know. Barzy's got 57 and 43 and 59. He's got more gold coming. So we got them. And then Ko as the Teutons, 50, 60, 24. He's got more coming. Yeah, getting going. And then Joel was filling in for Austin. We've tried to downgrade our subs. So if you're a sub, then we try to go lower, if at all possible. That just seems fair. You know, if you're not able to play, then your team should be penalized for that. And Joel played a good game, but there was a lot of pressure put on Joel this game. He's sitting at 43, 37, and 13. He's starting some trade, but not a ton. We see that trade is going from here to here. On the other side, we have Chase as the Spanish, sitting at 14? Really, Chase? 14? 14? You're like a food guy. Okay. 14, so he was the Spanish, and then Cody, who was right next to him, Cody was the Persians. We decided to throw a little loop in there, so it's still a little different. We see that he's at 74, 48. Everyone's got a lot of wood. Got a lot of wood going on here for everyone. Got not as much food. Everyone's short on food, in my opinion. We look at Jake McKean, sitting at 50, 33, and 46. And still building. He's still going with 2 minutes left. And myself, Jake was the Britons. I am the Mayans. Gotten myself pop capped. I really had one goal this game. And you see I'm building some stuff. We're building over here. We're building over there. Our trade goes from this corner all the way to this corner. Nice along that. Nice and long. So with our treaty ending up, we see that I've walled off over here. Chase is walled off over here. Those are our only two crossing points, which is probably our strongest thing. We've got Joel walling off his whole coastline. They have this one that they didn't actually wall off. They just put a bunch of harbors in and said, that's good. And then this one that they've left pretty wide open. So they walled one and left the other two open. I'm assuming that they're planning on, we're just gonna fight. We don't need no stuff. I, on the other hand, and I want to have Joel pulled up. I think that's who we're gonna want to watch first. So I had troops over here that I put waiting for treaty drop, and we've got 2 minutes left. We see that everyone's just kind of prepping for things. Chase has some water, and the treaty's gonna drop in 20 seconds, and this is the move that's gonna win the game right here. Boom, and I immediately treaty drop. There's no water presence here to defend me. I know that I'm trying to stay away from Ethan. So I do that. We build a dock. Come on, boys. That comes out. They all go in. Meanwhile, while that's going, Ethan's building a castle. You see that Ko has plunged with some dudes. I've now crossed, and I'm sending these dudes in. Let's see here. Meanwhile, Ko is trying to slow down Jake's forward building. You delete that before he destroys that. Give your stone back. Mine. Too little, too late. So then I'm building barracks over here as Joel is trying to build barracks. And we're just trying to out-barracks each other. So that's going on. Meanwhile, you see that Ko is going and attacking. I don't know what's going on here, but as far as the troops are just chilling. Oh, that's what's going on. He's going one step further. Meanwhile, I'm starting to build some momentum. He does get this castle up over here. And their trade is going right here. Meanwhile, Ko and Barzi are in, and they are going. And we see that Joel is actually doing a pretty good job of killing. You know, I've only got 2 dudes here, and they're almost dead. Oh, we're building a bunch of dudes over here. Meanwhile, Ko and Barzi appear to have kind of plunged. They're in the front door. You see that Cody is sending up our knights. Where's the green? Oh, those are paladins. But Ko is plunging. But I've also kind of established some dominance over here, just not letting them get rolling, and we're gonna put up some castles. Meanwhile, I'm sending troops in. We see that Joel is being fairly hobbled. He's got gold, or he's got food. He's got a lot of trade cards. It's here. And we see that and Cody's fighting Ko as well, so Cody's trying to keep Ko under wraps and see what's going on with Cody's economy. Oh, there you are, Samus. I was looking for Cody, I was looking for Samus. So Cody's, you know, lost a good number of farmers. Meanwhile, we see that there's just these guys that are just running back and forth, and it's kind of what they do. Been a pretty healthy stop. We see that Chase has built ships now to keep everyone out. Meanwhile, I'm, you know, going crazy over here. Putting up another castle. It almost feels like there's a little bit of a communication disconnect. I'm not really sure. But I was able to kind of move in over here and really hurt them. See what Ethan's trades would say. So Ethan's trade is going down, but he's very rich. You see that Barzi's sending troops. Meanwhile, this is going on. Now, this is interesting. And this is where we see just a minor, I think that a quick move would have been really solid on Ethan's part. I have been getting troops into Ethan's base, and so we're seeing it like these guys are chasing some of my dudes, and I have been getting dudes into this area. That was an area I targeted, because I saw that there wasn't a lot of defense around me. Let's go for it. Meanwhile, these are just kind of killing all of the trade that we can possibly kill. But I think that if Ethan had built a transport ship over here and just started doing the same thing that I was doing over here, you know, I think that would have been a powerful move. I don't know that it wins it, but it definitely makes things more interesting. Because at this point, We see that they've now reclaimed this side, and Jake's becoming Mr. Archer Man. Everyone's got archers. We're all into the arrows today. I don't know. We need one guy with arrows, but where's the elephants? You know? Whatever. But I do think, instead of lining our wall here, which is, I get the strategy. Although I didn't think about this. Maybe he's trying to own the water, I guess. Because if you can own the water, then sweet. But I'd be trying to move over into this corner here. It would take one villager, because no one's got eyes over here. And we know this because Ko's got eyes over here. So their fog of war says nobody's over here. And they know that the trade's right there. But regardless, that is what it is. So they route me out. Barzy does a full turn, but the damage is really down at this point. The trade's really down. There's still troops, intermittently throughout. These guys were here. Why do those guys stay there the rest of the game? So Ethan really needs to start building trade cards. That's if I need Ethan right now. I'm stopping all of this spending here, and I'm gonna build 50 trade cards right now because you've actually you stopped the bleeding, but you need to start doing something else. But they don't do that. Instead, he's gonna just hold off. I'm gonna turn on some military stuff. So, you see that Chase has plunged as well over here. But Chase plunges into the trade area. Chase is in loves to do that. Looks like there's been some hits over here. Barzy is just trying for their life and keep everything going. Keep it ticking. I'd take half of these guys here. You're sitting on 40,000 wood. You don't need 40,000. Oh, you did. You put some guys on. Good job. Because that's what I've been doing. So they've dug in on their shoreline really well. And it looks like Chase is kind of rooting him off of his shoreline. And I'm rebuilding over here. So at this point, I'm now coming over here. But all of that time would have been really great to just have one dude and put some pressure on that juicy belly. But it doesn't happen. And how's Ko doing? Did Joel quit? No, Joel didn't quit. Joel just has a bunch of Ohio villagers. Joel needs to take these guys, select them, and then put them back on food. Let's see what's going on with Ko. So Ko's pretty intact. His gold's still down, but that's, that was the target, so that makes sense. We see that Jake is now just going crazy with the arch. Everyone's going crazy. It's slow. It's a slow bleed. It gives them hope. Hope is a terrible thing. I mix in some cavalry over here. Who knows what happens? These are a cool unit. I think they are almost. I don't know if they nerfed them or if they're an overrated unit, but one of the two. So now I'm showing up to fight as well. It's been kind of a little bit of a slow moving in our favor thing. But I think with me joining the fight, it's gonna, kind of get going a little bit. You see that Chase has done another plunge over here, but this time Ko's ready for him. And so is Barzy. What's going on with Barzy? Let's look at. Is he? Yeah, so he's there. What his economy and what's going on with him. So he's been punched. He's got... Oh, see, Barzy's doing it. Barzy's like, I'm building another... That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. He's building another 60 trade cards. He wants 100 gold. I love it. Because he realizes if they can keep us out the way, what they're going to need to do is get some gold going to make things interesting. And I'm trying to get in. Oh, there's my hole. And Chase is doing the exact same thing. This makes no difference. Me killing the Ethan Wood guys, that doesn't even scratch me. He's got so much stuff. Oh, he's got so much of that. Gotta keep things alive. You see Chase is now punching Barzy again. You guys were really in it. More than I expected. Like the term I kept saying all night was these guys are gritty, and I stand by that title. You know, if I hadn't gotten in on that early trade, I don't know, man. This game would have been quite the game, I think. So we got Chase trying to plunge again. No one doesn't like Chase. This little spot's become just like a focal point of the fight. You gotta plug that hole. Now Ethan's over here. Again, very good CrossFit, you know? One guy, build a thing, get sneaky. Maybe we came down too hard on these guys last game. That's part of it. No, we said that they were... Well, I would like to go on the record and say that I was okay with what they did, other than, you know, it was like 2 squares too close. Oh, those elephants are painful. These things just are the most tanky unit. They have 600 health, although they just lost a lot of health. Halberdiers are super powerful and stuff. So Joel did hard counter, but the next closest normal elephants have like 300. It's like half of what we've got. So we're keeping this alive, and Ethan is spending, trying to get everybody taken care of. See that they've done a pretty good job of keeping me out, but I'm trying to get through over here now. Barzy's fighting for his life. Me and Chase both are just like, come on, dude. Boom. There it goes. Meanwhile, Joel's done a very good job of pulling off Cody. And Spencer's got a bunch of these Teutonic Knights. Even the Teutonic Knight in a British Longbowman. We're about to find out. Looks like the Teutonic Knight. Looks like it's not even a game. Oh, it's not even close. So Chase does another plunge. I plunge on this front of Barzy's. Ethan's gotten his trade up to 18. It's just fighting to hold the water, you know? We talk about how last game Adam Hyper didn't focus at all on the water. And I feel like Ethan maybe over-focused on the water. I don't know. regardless, I want to just give a lot of respect to specifically Ethan and really all members of this team. Ethan played a great game. Barsley played a great game. Code nearly won it for him. Joel, thank you so much for filling in at the last minute. We couldn't have had the final game of our regular season without that. I really, really wish that we could have had Austin in this game because it could have gone to anyone. But it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. But that was essentially the game. When we look at statistics, I killed 1,300, lost 945, 950. Chase had the best KD, I think. Barzy lost the most. Ethan lost a ton. Barzy and Ethan both, man. Yeah, when you're losing these numbers on a game that's 20 minutes long, means that you were producing a lot. You were clicking a lot. And hate to see that happen. But the game is what it is. Next time we'll have another game strategy for Twin Rivers. Twin Rivers is this map that's, man, it's just funky. You gotta have a game plan, but you gotta be loosey goosey. But it worked out. Let's see here with economies. Ethan had Wood. Who was the next closest? Ethan had 30,000 more than Cody and Co, who both had a stupid amount of wood. Double the stone almost. All right, not quite double. It was 5,000, but had a ton of stone. Cody with that most food. GG, guys. Can't wait for our next one. Cody was slow this game. He didn't go Imperial until after Treaty Drop. That's slow. Ethan with 8 castles. Jake with 7. The big thing, I think, was the trade at the beginning. And you see that our numbers we actually were at our highest pop at the end of the game. Like, people weren't, kicking out their numbers. Everything was, they had weird gear shifts and stuff like that. And so, well, again, this week's playoff matchup is Idaho versus Big Teutons, and Show Me Your Berbers versus the Analrapists. Good luck to all of you. We're playing on Team Black Forest. Can't wait to see what happens where and what. Captain out.